thank you for joining the Psychedelist family. We are very happy to have you join our community of treatment providers, whether you're individual trip sitter, breath coach, meditation coach, facilitator, you know, any of those therapists, psychologists. We're going to be focusing on the individuals today, and then I'll do another video on larger organizations like retreat center or clinic or those types of larger businesses. So for now, you can see I'm at the main URL here, the landing page, psychedelist.com, and up in the upper right-hand corner, you can see the Join the Psychedelist Family tab. I'm going to click that button, and that's going to take me over here to this page, which is the provider's sign-up page and login page. There's a bit of information here. You can scroll through and just read a couple of those little blurbs, and then what you're going to want to do is click this sign up here. So at the sign up, you're going to need to enter an email address. So I'm going to enter my Gmail account address. I'm going to pick a generic password for the demonstration. Okay. And I got to repeat that password. And should be good. Let's see. Hopefully I did that right. And now I click the button to sign up. So now what it's done is it's sent a code to my email address. So I have to go over to my email address for this and get the code and then come back over here and input it. So as I go to my email address, you'll see there it is. And here's the code, 4677 for this demonstration. And now I'm going to go back over here and input that code. So 4677, and there it is. Hit done for verify. And now it should bring me in to begin. So it's going to be type of provider is the first choice I need to make. And I am doing the individual this time. So I'm going to pick individual. And then we have type of individual. And you may notice that perhaps your label isn't here. So it could be any one of these. And let's see. For now, I think what I'm going to choose is, let's just choose guide. Now, they all should be fairly similar since they're individuals. Now we're going to go to the next portion. So I hit next. And we've got this information here, which can be edited if I like. And now the name. So name I'm going to put in is Louis D. Let's just say, actually, I'll do the whole thing. Louis Dorian. Good. And in the next field here, which is the name, you can see over here, there's a next button. And what happens a lot of times, and it's happened to me as well, is we kind of overlook that because we've entered this and we think, okay, what's the next field? And we try to enter it in. We don't have the option to do that. So the first thing we need to do is click the next button. And now it will open up that I have the option to put the photo in. So this one is a photo of your headshot. And so you can see that's the explanation here of what you want to do. When we do other things, a lot of times you'll have like a logo upload or something like this, but that's why they've been detailed in the instructions to give a picture of yourself. For this case, I have prepared something, and let's see, I have to go to my downloads, and there we go. So there I am, the healing physician. And now that that's been uploaded, I have, again, the next button. So you have to hit next every time. So now I go to next. Okay, and so now we are on to psychedelics utilized, and this is where some people may have a little issue if they are not using any type of entheogen or psychedelic or plant medicine aid, and that is completely fine. We love people who do sober skill development work, mental, emotional, spiritual skill development work. You therapists out there, breath coaches, meditation coaches, life coaches, hopefully even people might be doing yoga meditations, different things. We're into that sound bath healing, energy healers. You may not be using anything. So you can see over here on the right, it says none. Now that wasn't there before, and I actually am doing this on the fly as well. And so what you do is you come here to other, and you can type in anything you want. So, you know, maybe if you were using psychedelics and yours wasn't on there, you can even, you know, pick one, like, for instance, Alexander Shulgin's Discovery 2CB, let's say. And if I hit that, it pops up. Now it becomes an option. It's not done yet, and then I have to choose it. Now I'm going to choose none for those of you who don't use stuff. So here we go. I'm going to go none, and now I can hit next. If I don't choose anything and I don't go through this process, what will happen is it says you must choose one, and that will make you think, oh, I have to pick a psychedelic. No, you do not. This is the workaround. You type in none or NA, or, you know, whatever, however you want to phrase that. You can put anything you want in that box, and then you hit next. So now that is done. So now that you've finished the psychedelics utilized portion, and in this case we've chosen to say none, you can always go back and edit these previous information fields, and so you have the edit button there. But we're satisfied right now with what we're doing, so it automatically closes us out of there, and it puts us into what we're treating. Now, you can also pick other fields, and plenty of people have, and it's actually expanded our filters there and all of the potential types of issues that people are healing or treating or providing, you know, coaching for or guidance for. Now, one of the issues we're having, and I mentioned in this video, is we're having an issue with the addiction. This is something that Google has a big problem with. They have created some sort of monopoly on addiction. You have to have a legit script. And we may be changing this filter option to dependency issues. We'll see. We're working through the Google policy issues at the moment, but I just want to mention that there. We may have to change it to something a little more vague. Like I said, like dependency issues seems to be something that's not triggering Google's algorithm. And so we're working through that. I just mentioned it there. Now you're going to have to pick one of these or put another one in there if you like. So let's put a new one in just so you can see the process. Let's say you also treat OCD. We'll put that in there, and now that's something we can pick. So now for this one, you can pick multiples. So let's say that you treat depression, you treat the OCD that I just added. Let's say you're also helping people expand their mind further. You're dealing also with relationship difficulties, and et cetera, and et cetera. And you can add as many as you want. And then again, you can see we have this black next button. So we hit the next button, and we've closed out the treating section, and then list your primary specialized credentials, treatment modalities, or methodologies you utilize. For example, somatic psychotherapy, expressive arts, transpersonal therapy, and hypnotherapy, whatever it is you do. You know, I have something I call emotional journey work that I do. It's a mixture of Gestalt therapy and a bit of hypnotism and a few things put in together. I'm going to also just put Gestalt therapy in there. Let's say that I also do meditation coaching, right, with a focus on 8 root fundamentals of mental, emotional, and spiritual skill development. All right. So this is just an example. Now this you can, oh, and I made a typo here. I'm going to go back and fix that. Okay. And this is just an example, right? And you're creating your specialties explanation, description area here. And as you can see, I'm just kind of now just putting gibberish in. And what's going to start to happen is it changes color. If you look over here in the bottom right-hand corner, what it means is you're getting close to the maximum amount of characters allowed for this particular section. And so the orange color indicates that you're close to exceeding it. And then as I keep going, now it's in red. And if you look down, I'm 6 characters over the 200 character mark. So you don't want to go over. So there it is. Now, once we've decided we're happy with this and we're able to figure out exactly what we want to say within those 200 characters, now we can again hit next. And of course, you can skip it. Now, I don't recommend it skipping unless it's something where you're going to come back. At any time, you can actually log out, as you can see here, and you can log back in and complete your sign up later. So that's always an option. But you definitely want to give people as much information as you can about what it is you provide for them. So hitting the next button will close that out, and we'll come to the location portion. An address, it is a legal requirement. So it reads right here, even if you don't provide in-person services, if you want your address to remain private, simply uncheck the box below. So you have to provide the address, okay? I'm going to provide the Psychedelist public address for now. There it is. And there, and it shows publicly. You can choose either. You can choose to not show it publicly, or you decide you want to show it publicly. That is up to you, but you do have to put the address in. The next part is now the virtual sessions, if you are doing those, and what type. So lets patients know whether all or some of your treatment sessions can be held via telehealth and what platforms you use. So you can choose none if you don't do it. If you do, you got Zoom, Google Meet, and maybe use some other format as well. I think Microsoft may have theirs. I'm not sure what all the options are out there, but whatever it is you do use, you can place it right in there and give an explanation. So you pick one of these. Let's just say I'm using Zoom. And then over here, again, I'm going to go ahead and click the next button, and that'll close that out. Now you've got session name. So let's say you've got different types of sessions, treatments, coachings that you do. For example, we'll start with one of your least lengthy, least expensive types of sessions. And let's say you do a virtual cognitive coaching session, let's say. Okay, and that one is 1 hour, and I'm not suggesting anything when it comes to price or whatever. I'm just literally pulling things just the easiest out of my head. So let's say that 1 hour is $100. Let's say what you're charging there, okay? And so that's one type of session. And if I go down here and click next, that's all I'm going to have up there. So if you see here, it says add another. So I'm going to go ahead and hit plus symbol there. And let's say I also do a let's say the next one is an in-person emotional journey session, and let's say that's 3 hours, and let's put that at $300, let's say. And I could add another one. Now I can add as many as I want. Let's say you've got all kinds, maybe even do a group session, whatever it is you do, right? Now, I could even put that I do, psychedelic sessions, whatever the type of session is. This one I said, I wasn't utilizing any type of psychedelic, but I could be, and I could put that in there, and I could also set the price. So you can see that is how this is done, and then you just go here to the next button, and again, you're onto the next field. Here you have your hours. And so what you do is you click whichever days you're actually going to work. And let's just say they've got it set up here as a standard 9 to 5. You can put whatever it is, okay? And let's just say I work 7 days a week, 9 to 5, okay? Just for example. If I wanted to change this, let's say that I actually work, I don't know, let's say it's weird hours, okay? Oops, that was a mistake. Weird hours for some reason, okay? Pick that. That would change it right there. You're good. Now, from there, you go down again, hit the next. You're going to get the contact info. It's not necessary to fill these fields in. I don't know if you can get away with filling none of them in and then hitting next. I haven't tried that. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. But you don't have to fill them all in. We have a lot of providers and stuff that don't provide a phone number. I think it's a good idea. You want people to get a hold of you. You're doing this because you want to promote your business. And if you have a phone number, I would definitely put it in there. If it's a business line, we get it if you don't want to, but just putting that out there. So I'm going to use the business line for Psychedelist. And again, I'm not going to be actually posting this, just for demonstration. And for here, I'm going to put in this Gmail account. Oh, there it is, pops right up. And then for website. Now, some people don't have a website. Some people, they have their Instagram, so they put that in. You can put the Instagram link that takes you to your page on Instagram. It's fine with that. We have a lot of people do that. Of course, it's good if you do have a website, put it in there. But I will tell you this, make sure to check your link and make sure it's good. Sometimes we got people who posted and their link is broken or it isn't working because maybe there's a typo or for whatever reason. And I'll show you that because I can put anything I want in here and it'll allow it, which is, let's say mypage.com. So, just putting that in there just for example. Once that's done, as usual, we've got our next button here. We click it, and that is done. Now we go to the bio. Create an overview of your facility, and it looks like the design team has a typo here. Is all about and why customers trust their care with you. Anything that provides a better understanding of what they can expect. So they're saying facility here, and I guess that was the easier wording. I don't know why they did that. That's the development team or design team there for the website. So I'm actually going to reach out to them now that I see that there. So type in, what your history is and what makes you as a care provider and therapist or whatnot that you do. So 28 years of mental health therapy experience. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just saying blah blah blah, right? And as I did before, let's see. And doesn't look like there's a. So I'm just putting gibberish. It doesn't look like there's a limit on this one. I don't see us actually requiring a limit. And oh look, I can expand this further. So this is also something that, and again, some of the stuff is kind of new to me. So put in your bio as much information as you'd like. It'll get shortened in the actual profile listing when you see it on the page, and then depending on how long it is, and then you'll see that there's an area to click it where you can read more, and of course it'll show everything. So there we go. I'm just putting that in there. Of course, we got our next button. Boom, and there's our next. Then we've got our photo section again for the facility, and for what it looks like in your treatment areas. It is required. I do believe that it requires the 4 photos, if I'm correct on this. And so if you don't have 4 photos, you really don't want to, you can repeat, maybe repeat a photo. I don't know if the system's going to give you a problem over that. And if it comes down to something where you just got to put a picture of the sunset or whatever you need to do, then do that. They do want you to put the photos up there to give a sense of legitimacy to your practice and to make people feel safe that, okay, I see what this person has going on here, or in the cases of a large organization, what the facility has going on there. There's the location. There's where we're going to be doing the treatment, things like that. And it gives people a better sense of security. So it is encouraged, and that's why they're requiring the 4 photos, that you put those photos in there as part of the package, and also part of a little bit of verification here that you are who you say you are. So I've got a couple photos here. One, and I think you just do one at a time. So that's the first one. That's just like a logo. Let's say you have a logo. And then here's another photo. Let's open that up. And there's kind of a setting of you doing some treatment. And then you've got another photo here and something maybe similar, group setting. As I chose some of these photos for this reason. And then one more photo here. And there's the outside of your retreat. Again, this was for an individual, but this is just examples, right? And so now we got our photos up, we got our 4, and that's all it allows. It's no more, no less. Good to go. Actually, maybe let's see if we can provide less. Let's just see what the system does. I'm gonna go with the. Oh, see, it won't. So it does require the 4 photos, as you can see. It's not going to let me click the next bar. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and put it back in. And now, boom. So it is required, and again, it's for those reasons. So hit next, and it's processing that. As you can see, there you are. Next is this step-by-step process of how you conduct your sessions, how you intake people, how you screen them and decide what it is they really need, if they fit your business at all or not. And I'm looking over here. Look, we got similar things. We can change the size of these fields. I'm not sure what this does over here. Oh, it allows me to move it. I'm not sure why I'd want to move that. I don't think you want to, because maybe it was it might let you say, okay, I thought I got my steps mixed up, and that's what it is. Oh, cool. So maybe if you wrote your steps and you want to organize, you could actually change the order of steps. So step 1, intake phone call, let's say. Again, none of this is maybe how you're doing it, but I'm just going to give an example. Intake call, let's say on phone, brief interview, and then begin, let's say, the filling out forms, if there are any, something like that. Okay, so that's that one. Then step 2, perhaps it's an in-person visit, further screening. Let's say if you're using Psychedelist, you're going to want to do plenty of screening, checking what's going on. Begin first, let's say, cognitive assessment session. These are just examples, right? Next one, don't take any of this as a suggestion for your business. I'm just doing this very quickly, and many people, if you look on our site, obviously have far bigger write-ups, much more in-depth detail on how they approach this, and you should. More detail the better, okay? So in-person emotional journey processing session, usually 3 hours, let's say, just giving just giving detail. And if I wanted to, I could add another one or decide no. You actually could take some away, but we kind of felt like 3 was the minimum. I think I could take these away. I'm not going to mess with it right now, but you see basically get the idea, hopefully. And you can see again, we've got the next button, and that sets that. For the session types, we've got another photo upload opportunity, and same thing. So I'm going to upload the photo. I'm going to choose one we've already used because I didn't get a bunch of photos together. It's not an actual business. This is just a demonstration. Okay, so now we want to name this session. And I'm just going with something real generic. Let's say virtual therapy session. Let's just say this is just me riffing. This is an approximately 1 hour session to talk about, let's say just mental and emotional challenges. Spelled correctly. The patient is facing, and discover limiting beliefs, etc., 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 etc. Okay, so, and also, as you see here, I can make this even bigger and really do a lengthy description about what this session is about. And then the next thing is we can add another one. And so I would repeat this, put another photo in here, call the session, whatever it is, whatever you're calling it, and same thing, repeat the description. Of course, I'm just going to leave it there just because you get the idea. Again, we get the next option to open up. And now, if you have any events, it could be events that you are hosting. If you're, hosting any any events, or maybe you're participating in events, you know, that's there's a potential here for you to put something there, right? So, and also upload a photo and pick your dates for when it is. And this one is optional. As you can see, you got a skip button here. So you know, if I hit skip or next, because I got nothing in the fields, let's see what it does if I hit next. If I hit next, it just basically is the same thing. If we go back and we're in it again, I hit skip, same thing. So I end up here at the next part of the informational fields. And now, this is the part that I think is really important for a lot of our providers here that aren't taking full advantage of this side of it. This helps showcase your business a little more. So as you read it here, it says embedded videos and write articles highlighting areas of interest for visitors to learn more about the challenges they're facing, information to help educate them, and resources that can impact and improve their situation. If you don't want to add any videos or articles, simply select the skip button and proceed to the next step. So if you have videos, you have articles, let's say it's a video, then you're going to hit this add button, and now it's going to be a YouTube URL. Now, we don't host the videos on here because that would require a lot more infrastructure. And so it's a URL, it's a link, okay, and it embeds into the site. Right here it says YouTube URL. I need to speak to the developers and see if other URLs or other hosting sites would work, and if we're interfaced with them. So I will ask that. Right now we know the YouTube would work here. And so now if you want to do an article, then you would have this template here to write your article. So in this template here, you have your title, you have the short preview, any tags you want to place in there, hashtags, @, things like that, upload a photo, and then here's the full body of the article here that you would type in, and then you would hit save. And then if staff reviews some of your guys' articles, they might even like them enough and contact you about uploading them to the full Learning Center on the other page. This will be embedded in the Learning Center, but it will also be on your listing. So I'm not going to upload any articles right now. You can see that that's an option. Then this here has to do with sorting or managing that content. Okay, and you can see it kind of moves around there. So I'm not going to do that for the time being. For me, that's going to be a skip, but you can see how that's done. And then you are at the end. At this point, you would hit the save and publish button, and that will send a notification to the administrator to review your listing and determine approval. And if the administrator approves your listing, then you'll get a notice on your email that your listing has been approved and you are live, and then you can log back in. Now, there's one important note here is that as you can see, if I hit the save and publish button right now, it sends the notice, okay? And then I'm still here. And as you can see, there's this option to go into any one of these fields and edit. I'm not sure if the developers fixed it or not, but we were having a glitch before. If someone had saved and published and then decided, oh wait, I still wanted to edit a couple of things, it created a glitch in the system, and we had to contact the provider who had just signed up and ask them to again hit the save and publish button. So what it is if you go in and edit, you have to make sure to hit save and publish again. And a lot of times people wouldn't do that. They would just edit and then sign out and think that it was there. And actually it would create this issue. I'm not sure if that's been fixed on the design and development side, but try to avoid doing that. Once you hit save and publish, just wait till you're approved. Once you're approved, you can sign back in. So as you can see, at this point, probably good to just log out. So I've logged out, and I'm going to go ahead and log back in, and you'll see that all of my fields and everything are there that I was working on. Now I'm not going to have this profile approved because it's obviously not a real profile, so I don't want to put it on the site live. So this is just for demonstration purposes, so I'm not going to do that, but I wanted to show you just sign back in. Here we are. And, it has us kind of by default in the Learn More section, but you could go wherever you want and edit any of these fields at this point after approval, okay? So I just wanted to make that point there. And you should be good to go. That should be everything. You should be all set. And now you've got a live listing, and you can log in as many times as you want and edit as many times as you want, and add events, add therapy type sessions, add all that good stuff, add pictures whenever you like. And so that basically concludes the tutorial. I hope this was helpful. I know it was long. I didn't want to leave anything out. Hopefully you can just kind of fast forward and pick and choose if you need instruction in certain areas. And hopefully I've done a decent job. It was not that easy because you have to kind of follow through the process. Otherwise, I'd have to start a whole new email, whole new profile, or call the developers and have them administratively, like super admin, remove the profile so I could start over. I didn't want to do all that. Hopefully it was helpful. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Bye-bye.